And welcome to our buggy campsite.
Yes.
Holy cow.
It's a good campsite except for all the bugs.
Yeah. Good morning from the Old Man Hiking Club. This is Friday, July 7th. And Pat
And
Al are back out on the trail. First time on the trail since May, since Shining Rock. Did a little, well, it's supposed to be kayak camping a couple weeks ago, which
Biking.
turned into biking because of the weather. But we are up here. We took North Carolina 26 all the way up into Tennessee. And then we took some side road back down into North Carolina. But we are basically on North Carolina-South Carolina border in Pisgah National Forest, hiking a loop hike. It's a 15-16 mile hike. We're going to start out on the Jerry Miller Trail for about 5 miles. We're going to jump on the AT North for about 7. And then I think the trail that we bring back down here is called Grassy Cove. So it should be a good hike. We got a 2,000-foot ascent to start our hike. So, yeah. Our lungs will be hanging out our nose, but it's a 5-mile, 2,000-foot ascent, so it shouldn't be too bad. It should be gradual. We'll see. We are going over at least 4,000-foot mountains. I think the biggest one is 4,800 feet. When we're on the AT, we're running a 4,000-foot ridge, so we were above 4,000 feet. Once we get to the AT, we'll be above 4,000 feet for the rest of the day, so it should be a little cooler. A little buggy right
yes,
now.
it is.
So
one thing I have noticed, a lot of bugs.
Didn't prepare. We prepared for rain. We prepared for everything, but we did not prepare for bugs. So we're here at the Jerry Miller Trailhead. We're going to get started. How you feel this morning, Pat?
Feel good. We'll find out by the end of the day, but feel good so far.
All right. So we got 12 hours to go 12 miles. 12 miles to camp. Shirley? We'll see.
My name's Pat, and don't call me Shirley.
Don't call me Shirley. That's what I was waiting for. You were a little slow.
I'm sorry. That's what happens with age.
Let's get hiking.
Hike on, baby.
All right, so this is the trailhead of the Jerry Miller Trail. It's just a 5-mile trail up to the AT. We start right here, and we start a 2,000-foot climb. So our gradual uphill is not quite so gradual.
It's more of a gradual like this.
Yeah. So we're getting our butt kicked early on, but it's a good thing that the ascent is first thing, because we what energy we have right now. So I'm guessing this is Mountain Laurel, but we got views like this all over the trail. We just looked at the watch, and we are just past halfway. This 5-mile, 2,000-foot ascent. It's been difficult. Not really, really hard, but it's grinding. 5 miles of continuous uphill just really wears you out pretty fast. But we're making progress. It's starting to cool off a little bit with the elevation. We're getting a little breeze. No views yet. Probably won't see any views till we get to the top, or till we get to the AT. Now we've made it here to a sign called Huckleberry Gap. This is a 0.3 blue blaze to a lookout. And the information I read said that this person said that this was some of the best views he'd ever seen. So we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see how it goes. So follow the blue blazes. That was a 0.3 mile hike to the lookout. We were doing a lot of complaining a few minutes ago because it was a hard hike up a hill, and then we came down a hill, which is going to be in reverse, up a hill, going back. And we're not real happy about that, but the views are worth it.
Went to the great lookout, and now unfortunately, this is a straight, an uphill climb to get out of here, to get back to the lookout, now back to our regular trail. And it's, as you can see out there, it's straight uphill.
All right, so that was a hard.
Well, it was easy getting there. Yeah. Coming back was a different story.
Yeah, that was like a 45-degree incline out for 0.3 miles. So we're back on the Jerry Miller. We're gonna go maybe a mile and we should intersect the AT. So let's hit the AT and get some more views.
Yep.
This last half a mile of the Jerry Miller is going to leave
A mark.
a mark, maybe even a scar.
It's leaving a mark on my legs.
Yeah. This is really hard. I tell you, kudos to the trail maintainers, because this has been a beautiful trail. Clean, no blowdowns. I mean, I can tell that there's been people up here doing maintenance on the trail, but 5 miles of continuous uphill is just demoralizing after a while. And this last mile has been straight up. And the end of the Jerry Miller. Jerry Miller, you were a great trail to hike. You were hard. Definitely not easy. But we have now intersected the AT. I gotta check my map real quick. But I believe we're heading to the right. See, here's our AT markers. And we're coming up to a fork in the road. So there's actually an alternate to the AT. There's a blue blaze trail for bad weather and a white blaze for good weather. It's good weather. Let's hit the exposed ridge. We are ascending the first 4,000 footer of the day. Big Fire Scald Knob. 4,530 or 350. I don't remember. We'll figure it out when we get there. The view from Big Fire Scald Knob, 4,530 feet. The AT is not being much nicer to us than the Jerry Miller Trail was. And we're about to get in the fog. Yeah, so the AT is not any easier. We got these rock scrambles to do. And you just get no momentum hiking these things. It's slow going up, slow coming down, hard on your legs going up. Your knees want to explode coming down.
Well, just scrambling to come down. Now we got to scramble to go all the way back up again.
We just landed here at the merging of the bad weather trail and the good weather trail. Looks like it was about a 1.4 mile bad weather trail where so from here it'd be 1.4 miles till they merge back up again. So they separate here and they merge up to 1.4 miles. So we took the exposed ridge line, which was fine. It wasn't raining or anything. It was hard.
Yeah.
Hard on the knees.
A lot of bouldering.
Bouldering
up and down. Had to watch your step on a lot of places. That's where you were walking.
Yeah. No speed. I mean, we're averaging less than a mile an hour.
Yeah, well, especially on that trail. I mean, hopefully this trail, which looks a lot nicer, won't be as hard.
So we got about 2 miles to go to the Jerry Cabin Shelter.
All right, little change of pace here on the trail here. Nice to not have to be going up and down and bouldering. It's a nice change for us, especially for my legs.
We're about a mile, a little less than a mile away from Jerry's Cabin Shelter. I think something like that. And we've hit a nice little cruisy patch of trail here. We have made it to Jerry Cabin Shelter. We stopped and filtered water. We're each carrying a gallon into camp because there is no water in camp. That is 8 pounds of water. That is heavy. But Pat's a he-man.
Yeah.
We have 3.8 miles to go to camp. We have a little downhill. Trail goes that way. Short downhill, and then we have a 650-foot ascent to the top of Big Butt Mountain. It was over 4,800 feet. I think it was 4,803. And then we descend down from Big Butt, and it should be downhill to camp, mostly downhill. Going uphill 600 feet with 8 pounds of water, excruciatingly
brutal. Oh my gosh. Hit this nice little cruisy stretch right here. Nice little break. We got 300 feet elevation done, 300 feet to go. We have found the alien space monoliths. Ran across this monument here on the AT. It says Howard E. Bassett, age 83 of Connecticut, died November 9th, 1987, hiked the AT in 1968. Ashes on this spot, 1988. So we don't know if he died on the trail and they put his ashes here, or if he died and they brought his ashes here. I don't know.
Well, are we gonna spread your ashes on the AT here?
Might have to.
And we'll leave the lettuce.
I'll instruct her in my will to give you all my ashes, and you can sprinkle me around.
We'll sprinkle you around.
So, working our way up Big Butt, there's a Big Butt bypass. That's a bad weather bypass, as indicated by the blue blaze. We will not be taking that. We may regret it, but we will continue on this way. Maybe we should have taken the bypass. Oh, this is a pretty steep decline here with wet, slippy rocks and creaky old knees. After that descent,
Should have taken a bypass.
we should have taken a bypass. We got a nice, difficult rock scramble. This is the top of Big Butt. Not a darn thing to see. We found the USGS marker for the top of the mountain, and I climbed up here to see if I could see anything, but nothing but trees. That was a difficult but successful ascent of Big Butt. We now have 1.8 miles to get to camp, and the majority of it is downhill. My watch says 12.2 miles. We have made it to our campsite. We've done 3,547 feet of ascent, and we've been hiking 7 hours and 12 minutes. We are camping at the Shelton Graves. It's a, I don't want to say famous, but it's a historical site that they camp, thru hikers camp at. And the story behind it is there was a couple Union soldiers back in the Civil War days that were coming back down here to visit, and they were ambushed and killed. Whether it's by locals or Confederates soldiers, I'm not sure. And they got grave markers here, and I don't know if they're actually buried here or that's just the indication of where they were murdered. What a sight. Look at this big old flat open area. Plenty of place to hang a hammock.
Pitch my tent.
And pitch a tent. Here's the graves. David Shelton. And I can't read that. Something W.M. Shelton. 6:47. We got camp set up. Gosh, I haven't set up my hammock in months, and so that was a exercise in futility. It's been a while since I've set it up, but we got it going. Got the bear bag hung, and I'll tell you what, the bugs are horrendous. You can see them flying in the camera. I don't think we ain't gonna make it till it gets dark. We got Pat is over here starting to cook. I don't think, with as bad as these bugs are, I don't think we're gonna be able to stay up much past 8. When it gets dusk, it's time to go to climb in our tents and escape the bugs, because they're bad. So, great campsite, great campsite. Nice and flat, man. You could put a ton of tents up here. Got a nice fire ring. Yeah, I look like a beauty, don't I?
We both do.
And the bugs up here are terrible. Terrible. But I love the campsite.
Yeah.
Nice flat campsite.
hopefully we can get a little breeze tonight. But I'm not counting on it.
Well, we'll see.
We stink pretty bad, so I guess that's what's attracting all the bugs.
Well, I already ate my dinner. I had the lasagna with meat sauce. Al's not having much luck with his.
It's not rehydrating for some reason. So if I can't get it to rehydrate, I'm just going to throw it in the bear bag and eat some lunch leftovers that I didn't eat at lunch and call it a night. I can't eat crunchy hamburger chunks. We got dinner done. My Peak Refuel Pasta Primavera did not rehydrate it. I said 10 minutes to rehydrate. I'll let it sit for 30. And I was eating chunky, hard chunks of beef. And it's like, I can't do this. So my dinner consisted of a chocolate Twinkie, some Gushers, and a few other little snacks. I'm not really hungry. I'll probably be starving in the morning, but this will get me through the night. But we're climbing in our tents and hammock. It's just, the bugs are just so bad. It's we're being eaten alive, literally eaten alive. But we've got our bear bag hung and camp set up, ready to climb in. We got plenty of water for the morning. We got a gallon, so that should be more than enough water to get out. If all this wood wasn't so wet, we'd consider starting a fire, but the effort to start a fire, I just don't know that it's going to pay off. So we will see everybody in the morning. Good night. Good morning from the Old Man Hiking Club. This is Saturday, July 8th. And welcome to our buggy campsite.
Yes.
Holy cow.
It's a good campsite except for all the bugs.
Yeah, the bugs are horrendous. So we're going to get out of here as quickly as possible. We didn't have the bug problem on the trail, but this particular campsite, while a great campsite, bugs are everywhere. But yeah, we were in our tent and hammock last night about 8 just to escape the bugs.
Yep.
And I don't know, I slept pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, no, I slept good.
Yeah. So nothing really to report. We got 4-ish miles to get out. We're on the AT for maybe another half a mile. And then we jump off, I believe the trail's called Green Cove Trail. We'll find out when we get there. Yeah. And then 4 miles total back to the car. So it should be a quick hike out. Really? And it's all downhill. But we do go over another 4,000 footer mountain. So I think we have a little incline to the mountain, and it's another 4,800. And then the rest of it's all downhill.
And this is our first hike this year with no rain whatsoever so far.
Oh, you jinxed it.
Oh, no, I'm not, because sun's out there. It's a beautiful blue sky. So
that's true.
You know, it'll be good.
All right, let's hike on.
Hike on.
Well, that was not even a quarter mile, maybe an eighth of a mile. We found our trail. It's Green Ridge Trail, not Green Cove. There's nothing like starting out the morning with a climb first thing. Yeah, no switchbacks on this trail. This thing's going straight up. I think we've reached the summit. Except I don't know the name of the mountain. I can't remember it, but I'll find out what it is and I'll put it in the video. That was a butt kicker first thing.
I think we've done nothing but go uphill this whole hike.
Holy cow.
This is one of those hikes where like they talk about when you were a kid. It's like, yeah, I went to school.
Uphill both ways.
Uphill both ways. It seemed like it. Whew.
But the good news is, if this is the top,
should be all downhill.
That should be all downhill to the car. We've got about 3,000 foot descent down to the car.
As you can see by these trails, I mean, they have nice switchbacks, but the trails itself are not flat. They're 45 degrees at least, if not 60 on the trail. And with the way the leaves and branches and stuff, it's really easy to slip down. And it's a lot harder on your knees and your ankles. Yeah, just like that.
What we have here appears to be a bear print. It's about the size of my hand. But you got the big pad here toe here, toe here, toe here. This is the first real water source we've seen since the Jerry cabin shelter.
I have to try to catch up with Al. Because you know, when you saw all those old nature videos in Africa with the antelope that always lags behind, that's the one that the lions end up coming up and prey on. I don't want to be that antelope.
Got a little bloat on here we got to navigate. It's kind of hard for tall people.
Yeah. Got a duck walk through.
All right.
I don't need this now.
We just exited off that trail. We are now headed to this road, and we have to make a right to back to the Jerry Miller Trailhead. We are taking this little road walk to the Trailhead, so I guess technically we're still hiking, but it's maybe another 1/8 of a mile till we get there. And here we are for the big finish.
That's a truck.
What do you think, Pat? How was the hike?
That was a hard hike.
That was a hard hike.
It was a lot uphill.
Yep.
I mean, it was nice coming. At least it was nice to finish on a nice flat trail.
And it was nice to hike with no rain.
Yeah.
All right, there's a river down there. We're gonna give ourselves a little whore bath, clean up a little bit. First outing this year, no rain. Wow. Great weather, a little hot, but manageable.
Got a few nice cool breezes every once in a while.
Yeah,
Not enough of them though.
Especially when we're on the ridge.
Yes.
So we got back here. There's a creek down here, and we gave ourselves a little whore bath. Separately. We did not shower together.
No.
But we want to smell pretty for what, Pat?
Mexican food. We got to go get our reward here.
We need our reward. We haven't had Mexican in 2 months.
I know.
So we got to get out to the Mexican restaurant on the way home. We got a 2.5 hour ride home for me. Pat's got another hour 15 minutes.
Hour and a half, depending on traffic.
Yeah. So great hike. I mean, a lot of type 2 fun. You hated it while you were doing it, but afterwards it was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The ridge run on the AT was great. Some really good views up there, and then the rest of it was kind of in the tunnel, but it was a nice trail, well maintained. I would do it again. So I'll put the link in the description for this trail if anybody wanted to try it. I'd recommend it. Let's head home.
Let's go.
Next month, maybe.
All right, we found a place in Hendersonville. What's the name of it? El Paso. And I got my polo chipotle.
California burrito.
This has become a tradition. This is why we hike. Get Mexican afterwards.
Yep.
All right, see you next time.